into the season week, and here to tell us how to take advantage of autumn's best foods to stay healthy, please welcome back to the show Dr. Wendy Bazilian.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you. So take us through some of these healthy autumnal foods. I never really think of myself as an autumn food fan, but as it's all lined up here, I'm thinking, no, wait, I am an autumn food fan.
I like to think of it as autumn's artful plate because it is so beautiful if we put it out here. As the season changes, it's time to refresh our plate with some simple choices, obviously. So I lined it up by color just to orient us.
Right.
We eat with our eyes, and our eyes actually tell us some of the nutrients in the food. Starting with red, we've got pomegranates and cranberries. They're a nice pair because of the red. Pomegranates, of course, have high antioxidants, some of the highest in nature. And when you get pomegranate juice, they actually squeeze the arils, the seeds, they're called arils, and the pith, and the entire pomegranate. So it's super
So you get the
high
whole
antioxidants.
Oh, wow.
And it even stays stable with heat. There was research that showed that they stayed stable with heat. So if you make a mulled cider, you could do pomegranate juice as well. Cranberries, they've got something called proanthocyanidins. Oh my goodness!
Easy for you to say.
Not easy for me to say, right? And they actually keep the bladder less sticky, so bacteria doesn't affix to it, doesn't stick to it, and that's why it reduces the risk of UTIs.
So that's true.
It is true.
Oh,
it is
interesting.
True. And it's the season. This is when they come fresh. You can buy them and freeze them through all year, as well as dried, which is fantastic.
All right, pumpkin.
Okay, this is fall's beauty secret, okay?
Okay.
They're super high in carotenoids. Carotenoids are important for immune health as well as skin health. So as we lose our rosy glow from the summer, carotenoids actually can impart a glow on your skin if you eat them frequently.
Wow.
Super high in fiber, and this is a brownie recipe. If you cut the butter in half, not take it all out, and replace it with the pumpkin, you can boost the fiber, cut 60 grams of fat and 500 calories in the recipe, and increase the moisture, and it's delicious.
And it tastes great. Yeah.
No kidding.
Amazing.
All right, sweet potatoes.
We like a sweet potato in our house.
Well, I just learned recently that sweet potato is actually one word. It's sweet potato without a space.
Sweet potato.
Because it's not a potato that's sweet. They are root vegetables. And this is a cool way, during the season, we think about sweet potatoes. We have them all year long. But you can make sweet potato toast. It's a gluten-free alternative. You can slice it and toast it in the toaster oven or even in a regular toaster.
No kidding?
Yeah, 400% of your vitamin A, so it's good for eye health and immune health, and it's incredibly important to enjoy these sweet, low glycemic index, good for our health.
Now, I don't think about fall and avocados.
Yeah, I did that on purpose because while the summer season is ending on avocados, the fall-winter season is starting in other parts of the U.S. as well as North America. And avocados actually have such a good trifecta. They're a healthy fat, they're fibrous, they've got fiber that can help us fill the gap our fiber needs, and they're fruit. And as such, they help us get more fruits and vegetables and reduce some of the unhealthy fats in our diet. So you can include them in some of our fall pairings. You can include them with sweet potatoes. You can include them with kale, which is another green
superfood.
We have a lot of kale in our house.
The queen of greens. This is vitamin K and lutein primarily. Vitamin K for bone health and blood clotting, so good wound healing. And once it was a lowly peasant vegetable. You know, it was around the salad bars as a decoration.
Yes, a decoration. Yeah,
and now we know it's so much more. The green is lutein, and that's good for our eye health as well.
We need to take a break. More with Wendy and healthy foods of fall when we come back. And we're back with Dr. Wendy Bazilian and some healthy food options for fall.
Before we get into the mushrooms here, I just want to talk about your podcast, 1,000 Waking Minutes.
Thank you.
Tell me about it. When did you start? You just launched it.
Just launched last week. I mean, this has been a long time coming. I've been talking about it for a long time. You know, you've been so generous having me on over the years, over a decade.
Yeah, but you have so much good knowledge.
I wanted to be more consistent with being able to provide some, you know, ideas about nutrition and our 1,000 waking minutes. We have, on average, 1,000 waking minutes if we subtract the sleep for good health, and that's our opportunity to make choices for a well-lived life. So that's how. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to download that one.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Tell us about the mushrooms.
Yeah, well, as cold and flu season is upon us right now, mushrooms, they have beta-glucans, and which is a nutrient that helps with immune function, as well as the few plant-based sources of vitamin D if they're exposed to sunlight, which is really critically important. Plus, a warm, soothing bowl of soup is always good this season as well.
Yeah.
This is incredible. You know, a third of our foods that we consume are in part responsible to honeybees. A third of them, all of our foods.
Is this
This is a
okay?
yogurt honey popsicle. Recent research has shown that honey added to the yogurt actually helps preserve the probiotics get past the gut, so it helps the probiotics live and exist.
And this
in
is
your
not
gut.
very sweet at all.
Not
It's
very
perfect.
sweet. Just a little bit goes a long way.
It
You know,
tastes healthy.
it does. You know, and honey is sweeter than sugar, so you can use a lot less. And it really legitimately can soothe sore throats and coughs, as well as some research has supported as over-the-counter cough suppressants.
Wow.
Yeah, good
Walnuts.
stuff. Walnuts. This is the season for harvest. You know, this is harvest season, but that makes them available year-round for us. They are the only nut that is an excellent source of the plant omega-3s, and they're one of the few sources of melatonin as well, which can help with sleep. So cognitive health, heart health, sleep health, all
should
good
eat
stuff.
walnuts
More
And they're
before
groovy.
bed.
I call
Yeah.
them the groovy.
They are
nuts.
groovy.
They're groovy.
Now tell me about chia seeds and black rice. If I hold Gelman by his ankles and shake him,
Yes.
chia seeds come spilling out of his pocket.
Oh my gosh. Well, chia seeds, this is proof that good things come in teeny tiny packages,
Yes.
right? They're nature's most abundant source of omega-3, super high in fiber. Plus, they have gelling properties that can help with preserves. You can make jams that are lower sugar with fruit. And black rice, it's a whole grain. It's just like rice, but it's got something in common with blueberries. It has anthocyanins. The color comes from antioxidants. So it's whole grain, fiber, a good grain.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And be sure to catch Wendy's new podcast, 1,000 Waking Minutes with Dr. Wendy Bazilian, wherever you get your podcast.